Whoa, seagull, drink. The seagull just flew right in front of the camera. Hey everybody, welcome to Garbage Time. I'm Katie Nolan, the only person bold enough to turn soccer into a drinking game. I don't think that's factual. Coming up, Rex Ryan changes my life forever, Phil Jackson changes the look of the Knicks, and Veep's Matt Walsh changes into a tie to make me laugh. But first, let's take a look back at the week in sports. Frank Kaminsky, who goes by Frank the Tank, was photographed wearing a suit jacket with tanks sewn into the lining. Hey, give me back my jacket, said a Sixers executive. P. Diddy was arrested for allegedly assaulting a UCLA football staff member with a kettlebell. Upon hearing the news, his lawyers said, "Oh, did he?" When asked if he understood the charges, he replied, yeah. Luke Ridnour was traded 3 times in one day this week. He's now been passed around the NBA so much, he's changing his name to Luke Kardashian. Tiger Woods' dog needs double ACL reconstruction surgery. Also newsworthy, dogs have knees? On Friday, we beat China 1-0 in the quarterfinals of the Women's World Cup. So in honor of America, I bought the crew a ton of American beer, because it's the cheapest, and we played our new favorite drinking game.
I believe that we will drink. I believe that we will drink. I believe that we will drink.
I'm not good at drinking games because I don't not drink when nothing's happening. What if we lose? Now, does that count as a shot? Because, okay, I'll take a sip. Oh, American stuff on her head. Oh, Kelly O'Hara's playing. Sip, take a drink. Yeah! I feel like we're friends. I know that we're not. I feel like we are. Nope, sorry. Your options are garbage time or homelessness. Get to the ball! Oh my God, you just want me to be sober, don't you? Carly Lloyd, free kick. Here we go. Please be a goal. I want to finish my beer. Come on! Yes! Here we go. Here we go. Yup. Wait. Yup. Goal!
Finish your beer!
Ooh. USA are winning soccer game against China. No, they suck. Oh! Did Kelly just take a ball in the face? Drink? I screamed really loud. Drink. Let's all hold our solo cups in support of hopes. Hold on. Okay, so to recap, game is over. United States won. Woo! Here's to USA. Be you, be blue, and also white and red. What? I actually don't remember saying that, but whatever we won, I got drunk, everyone's happy, except probably my mom. Next week, I will be in Canada with the American Outlaws for the semifinals, but I'll tell you more on that later. And lastly, in a story you may not have seen unless you too have a Google alert, except for Rob Ryan, Tim Graham of the Buffalo News wrote a profile piece on new Bills head coach Rex Ryan this week that was chock full of amazing stories about the twin brothers. Now, as the industry leader in Rob Ryan news, I feel like I need to unpack this. So first, there's this. Apparently the twins were so inseparable, they shared the same wallet, Rob carried it, and the same car key Rex always drove because he was older. Wait, what? I have so many questions here. How did you keep your money separate? How did you decide who got to put their license in the designated license slot? Was it rock, paper, scissors? Did you also share the condom in there? How pissed was Rex he never got to have a chain wallet? He is definitely a chain wallet guy. The weird twin sharing didn't stop there. According to Rex, he once lost a contact lens before a high school baseball game, but as he puts it, quote, "I wasn't going to bitch about not having a contact lens, so I played with just one." Such bravery. So at one point, he goes down 0-2 in the count, and he turns to his brother in the on-deck circle and says, "Bro, give me a left contact lens." Rob gives him one, and then according to Rex, "I hit a 3-run shot, honest to God. It's Ripley's, I know." Yes, it certainly is Ripley's. if Ripley's is slang for disgusting, unlikely, and alarmingly unhygienic. Best part of the story, though, Rex says, "So I touch home and say, 'Here, bro,' and went to give him his contact back. He said, 'Nah, I'm gonna strike out anyway.'" Willing to sacrifice the spotlight and his eyesight for the sake of the game and his brother. Sometimes heroes stand right before us and we don't even see them. Presumably because we only have one contact in. I can't believe there's more here, but let's pick up the story with Rob explaining the time he wanted Rex to join him on a double date. "I was a solo rider and had a babe on the line, but she had a friend. I said, you know, come on, be a team player." Yeah, Rex, be a team player. There is a babe on the line. But no, Rex decided he was staying home that night because Rex sucks. So Rob takes a stand. "After a few hundred beers, I said, 'You need to help out.' He didn't, so I was pissed and got in a wrestling match with him." So Rex, who is sober, obviously wins that fight and he drives off on a route that I imagine has no tolls because he doesn't have a wallet. Then, because karma is real, Rex gets pulled over. He's bloody, his shirt is torn. It does not look good. He tells the cop his brother can explain the whole thing and that they just need to call him. "They take me to jail and then called my brother. He said, 'Nah, leave him in there.'" Holy I love Rob Ryan. But, okay, so the craziest part of this whole story, according to the entire Ryan family, Rob and Rex may have been switched after birth. Repeatedly. Their mom says, "The nurse would take one away when I was done feeding and bring me the other one, and I'd swear, I think I just fed this baby." Which is crazy, but kind of explains a lot about their relationship with food. You would have weight issues too if you'd been intermittently gorged and starved throughout infancy. But okay, so to recap, here's what this article has taught me. I love Rob more than I ever knew. I dislike Rex more than I ever knew. But I really can't be sure which one is which. I can't live like this. We just need to establish which twin is Rex and which twin is Rob so we all can move on with our lives, because it's affecting all of our lives. I think we can all agree, right? Rex is the better name. It means king in Latin. There's an X in it, which is badass. And I mean, look at the famous Rexes. T-Rex, Rex Manning, Rex Ruther. I also think we can all agree, given the evidence from this article, that the man we currently refer to as Rob is the better brother. Therefore, ergo, ipso facto, the better brother, Rob, was supposed to have the better name, Rex. And considering all that Rob has given to Rex throughout the years, his contact, the spotlight, some jail time, I think it's only fair that Rex give the name back to its rightful owner. So I have started a website, and I encourage you all to sign the petition. Go to foxsports.com/RobIsRex, which is a real website, and pledge your support. Write to your local congressman. Show up at the Bills Stadium. Nope, that sounds awful. Email the Bills and let them know what's up. Together, we can crown the true King Ryan. Coming up, Matt Walsh from Veep plays a weird game that includes me, Tiger Woods, and Gronk, just like my dream last night. That's next. Welcome back to Garbage Time. Matt Walsh, who plays Press Secretary Mike McClintock on Veep, also happens to be one of the best improv comedians in the world. So I put him to the test by making up some ridiculous sports stories to see if he could put some press secretary spin on them, even though he had no idea what was coming.
Miss.
Katie Nolan from the Garbage Times. Tom Brady's mask fell off today, revealing a much less perfect face. Your thoughts?
I have yet to see the footage of this mask, but it is newsworthy, certainly, that his face would be artificial, but we have not corroborated this. This is the first I'm hearing of it. It is, in fact, a perfect face, and I would suspect that what you're judging as not perfect is probably still pretty close to perfect.
I actually do agree.
Thank you.
It's been rumored that Lance Armstrong actually rode a dog disguised as a bike for all of his Tour de France wins. How do you respond to this allegation?
You know, he is a controversial figure, obviously the doping scandals, and it is a sport riddled with dog riding, quite frankly. French athletes have been accused of riding dogs for many years through the Pyrenees and the climbing stages, and he's had his career and his legacy tarnished already But the dog riding, in my opinion, certainly in the late 90s was commonplace, although it wasn't seen on camera. You know, Outdoor Network didn't show you that part of the reality, but it was there. I was over there. There were dogs everywhere and men on dogs everywhere, especially at night. Katie.
How do you respond to the recent discovery that Rob Gronkowski is really just two 8-year-old boys standing on top of each other's shoulders in an overcoat?
Well, there have been suspicions about this a long time, and I'm happy that Gronkowski has come out with his truth. I mean, I think many players in the NFL have difficult living who they are because it is such an aggressive, traditional, macho sport in a way. I think it must be freeing for Mr. Gronkowski. The interesting thing that will play out is, will they have a 12-man roster on the offensive side now, or will only half of Gronkowski be allowed to line up? That, of course, will be handled by Commissioner Goodell in further hearings. But congrats to Mr. Gronkowski for coming out as two people. It's not easy. I was once two people. I was born a Siamese twin. Okay, great. Are we wrapping? Oh, Katie again. Go ahead, Katie.
Tiger Woods says to get his game back on track, he's decided to sacrifice his children to the Lord of Light from Game of Thrones. Care to comment?
Well, my first thought is it didn't go so well for Stannis Baratheon when he made a deal with the Lord of Light. So I do feel the desperation of Mr. Woods, the willingness to make a deal with the Lord of Light to get his game back seems reasonable. It's not predictable. It's not a predictable. You're not engaging in a predictable God with a predictable God, certainly.
Is there a God you would prefer him to sacrifice his children to?
I think any of the other gods would be fine. I just, you know, Yahweh, Abraham, I don't know, the many-faced God. Actually, the many-faced God in the kingdom of Game of Thrones, I think the many-faced God would not be a terrible idea, although blindness might be a side effect of that. You guys can get your parking validated outside. Thank you.
Oh, that's right. Spoiler alert. I was supposed to say that before we got to that segment. Coming up, Peter Schrager tells us the right way to pronounce 4th overall draft pick Crispy Pringle's actual name. I think I nailed it. That's it, right? The NBA draft took place in Brooklyn Thursday night, and there were a lot of surprises. The Lakers went small, the Heat got a steal, and here's a new one: Knicks fans booed. Whoa. Joining me now to break it all down is my friend, Peter Schrager. Hi, Peter.
Hi, Katie. I'm the first repeat guest, huh?
First time.
I am the Julia Roberts to your David Letterman. I'm just going to come on every week, and we're going to... No, that's good. Yeah,
you are a pretty woman.
Thank you. That's good.
Kripwalk Borgata.
Yeah, great casino.
Yep. Knicks.
Yeah, what is
him.
it? Kristaps Porzingis.
Krispy Kreme donut. You spent the day with him at the draft?
Katie, he's cool. I like him. He's a 19-year-old kid. He's got some edge to him.
Yeah.
He's definitely got something personality-wise that I think Knicks fans, the same Knicks fans who are booing him, are going to love. They just might have to be a little patient about when he develops to be the guy they expect him to be.
He is a large person.
Yeah, I know. His wingspan, they said, if you put it all, it's about 10 feet long. And he's unbelievable. He's 19 years old. He's 220 pounds, which sounds super skinny, but in fact, he's going to grow into his body. He's only 19.
Yeah, he said, too, he knows that he needs to gain weight. He's not like, I'm going to rock this look.
No.
Which, the poor guy, you have to gain weight. Must be so hard for you.
Yeah. He had a great line, though. I said, you know, you're skinny, obviously, and he kind of like looked at me and nodded.
People
like,
say that to
yeah,
me all
like
the time.
I'm skinny. I'm a skinny white guy, is what he said, which was funny. And then he said, but I'm tough. You can be skinny and tough. He's like, I will put the weight on. I promise you, I will put the weight on. You got it right there. But he's like, you can't just find toughness. And I'm tough. And he goes, I know. Everyone's going to look at me and say, that's the European skinny white guy. I want to quote him. That's what he said. That's the European skinny white guy. They're going to want to slam on me. He goes, I'm ready for it. Let's bring it.
That's great.
If that's not New York, I don't know what is. If you want someone more familiar name because you saw him once play a game in college.
So that's my question. They boo him.
Yeah.
What do you think that's rooted in? Because part of it is probably they're not that smart.
Yeah, no, there's
Knicks
some of that.
fans?
No.
I mean, like, what are you booing?
A little
Would
bit
you
is
rather they
ethnocentric, right? It's like,
It kind of feels
can you
that
really
way.
just boo someone because he's from Europe? Like,
Because
that's a
maybe
weird
they
thing.
haven't watched him play, so they don't know, and they
guess.
wanted a name like a Cauley Stein that they know.
Yeah,
but
like, okay.
who would you rather than
Rather
take?
Trey Lyles? Great.
Yeah.
No, but the truth is, you know, in the past couple years, we've seen Dirk Nowitzki, Peja Stojakovic. I mean, it's not crazy to have a European player not only perform, but play tough and play strong and play smart. But it's like you have these names that maybe you can't pronounce right away, so the initial reaction is to snicker and laugh.
Yeah.
But 2 years down the line, when he's averaging 20 points per game, like, no one's going to go dig up that file of you making that funny
I'm
quip.
not going to laugh at a 12 feet tall person.
Who played at the top European league last year, played
Yeah.
over 1,000 minutes and performed. Like, he was
Right.
good. He was a solid
was
player. He's
Well,
going to be
so-
all right in the NBA.
My question then, I guess, is how is he going to fit in to the Knicks plan, right? With Carmelo, and I hear there's other guys that play for the
Yeah,
Knicks
they
as
might
well.
be.
Where's he going? What's the plan?
Yeah, Carmelo apparently already came out and wasn't thrilled.
Oh, I hate it. I hate
You
it
know,
so much.
Everyone that I spoke to at the draft and the people that really have the inside information say, GMs around the league said this guy is the #1 prospect in this draft. If you have the courage to put your name on it and say, I'm taking a guy that might not be as well known as Okafor, or well known as Russell, or well known as Karl Anthony Towns,
Right.
he will develop and it will be the pick. Phil Jackson has that courage. He doesn't care what you think. He's going for it. And let's see if it fits in. It might
He
work.
cares a little bit what you think.
I don't think he does.
A little tiny bit,
He's
I
like
think.
the Zen master. He's fine.
Last thing, I've seen a lot of articles about this guy being like, is he Darko or is he Dirk?
That's it. You can only be one or the other.
Is he Pau Gasol or is he Bargnani? Compare KP and the Sunshine Band to a player that isn't white.
European or white.
Or white. Right
Or
now,
white.
who does he play like that isn't a white guy?
Nicholas Batum. How's
Fantastic.
How's
That was great.
But he's French. Is that okay?
That's fine.
You know, it's like the same thing with the NFL, though, because I remember when Wes Welker was doing all this stuff.
Scrappy.
Well, Scrappy's great, but Jordy Nelson got drafted. He's 6'4". Wes Welker's 5'9", and the immediate comparison was, well, he's a Wes Welker type.
Oh, God.
He's a Wes
They're
Welker type.
literally nothing
They have
alike.
like Jameis Winston was drafted this year. They said he's a bit like Jamarcus Russell. I'm like, no, they're African American. That's
Right.
probably where that ends.
That's like, you are such an Adam Schefter. Thank you for being here.
I was thinking Bradley Cooper. I'll take Adam Schefter.
That
It's
was the
good.
second one I
That's
was
it.
going to
It
say.
works.
I promise. Thank you for being here, Peter.
Thank you.
My first time, 2-time.
Yes.
I appreciate it. Coming up after the break, more with Matt Walsh, and we crown the Garbage Time Hero of the Week. Welcome back to Garbage Time. With Matt Walsh in the studio, I wanted to sit down and chat with him about improv and sports, and then somehow we ended up talking about whether pens belong inside or outside. So, okay, take a look.
Morning.
Good morning, Matt. What are you doing?
Just finishing off there, old Betty here. Got 2 more cows to do.
Why are you milking a cow? We're at a baseball game.
I thought we were in a barn.
Goes without saying, you are one of the best improvisers in the world. Yes.
I haven't looked at the rankings this morning.
Is it a fair assessment for me to say that improv is like a team sport?
Yes.
What athletes or coaches do you think would be awful at improv?
Belichick, not a great improviser.
Gives
He's
you
pretty silent.
nothing.
Yeah, he gives you nothing.
So which athletes, on the other hand, would you want on your improv team?
Your Globetrotters, probably great improvisers generally.
You would know.
They know they're getting into the Globetrotters, which is comedy. So they're all pretty, especially the veterans.
The game's real. Like the outcome of the Harlem Globetrotters game is real. Like the game is on the line.
I don't know if I should tell her.
Because
They used to solve mysteries and win games.
They did?
Yeah, they had like a show where they would solve mysteries and win games.
Oh, yeah.
And they run into Scooby-Doo and
Right.
that crew.
Yeah.
They're really talented, but again, like playing a game and solving a mystery, that'd be hard.
Yeah.
Have you ever solved a mystery while playing a sport?
No, I haven't.
I think we caught a forger once playing badminton.
That's big in the forger community, the badminton leagues that they
Yeah,
have.
I think they have a, because
Right.
it's an indoor game, and most of the forgery happens indoors.
Right.
So you could probably take a break, play some badminton.
Yeah, lots of pens and stuff.
Do you need pens for badminton?
No, for forging. Forging.
So how do pens relate to badminton?
Well, you said it's indoors. and
Right?
So I said
pens are
there's-
indoors?
Yeah. When have you seen a pen outside?
I've seen pens outdoors a lot.
Why? What was it, on the grass? What was
Well,
it
like
doing?
today, there was a guy in a deli downstairs, and he signed something. He kept the pen, and as he was inside, and then 2 seconds later, he was outside, and he still had the pen in his hand.
Well, that's rare.
I think it happens more than you think.
There's indoor cats and outdoor cats, but most pens are indoor pens.
I kind of see what your point is, yeah. I
Thank
saw a box of pens break open once off a truck, and the truck was outside. That was pretty interesting.
That's
and
just a
unique.
tragedy.
Well, they picked him up, and then they brought him inside.
Where they belong.
Yeah.
It's about time someone had that conversation on a television show. That's what we do here at Garbage Time. We have the conversations others are too afraid to get into. And finally, it's time for our Garbage Time Hero of the Week. This week, it's these guys. Those were capuchin monkeys riding dogs as part of a minor league baseball promotion called Team Ghost Riders. That's crazy. I mean, the last time I saw a monkey ride a dog was on the New York City subway yesterday. All right, that's our show, guys. I'm heading to Canada to party before the next USA game in the World Cup. And naturally, we'll be filming our 4th of July special up there because nothing says America like Canada. Until then, send me questions on Twitter, Facebook, or email. I'll answer them on Junkmail, which airs Wednesdays on my YouTube channel. Thanks to Matt Walsh and Peter Schrager. Love you both. Next time I see you guys, USA could be champions of the world. Let's hope it happens. Bye. USA, USA, doing the robot. Oh my God.